Hey guys, Billy Eat World here again with another Battlefield 4 weapon review. Today we're taking a look at the M416 assault rifle, which is available for the assault class. This weapon has quite a heritage in the Battlefield series, making an appearance in every Battlefield game since Bad Company 1. It's not my favourite gun in Battlefield 4, but that being said, I am actually already on my 5th service star for it, and I don't really even play assault that much. And that's because it's generally regarded as one of the best all-round assault rifles. It's pretty easy to use, and it's very easy looking at the stats to see why. There isn't really a lot to this weapon that stands out as a huge improvement over any of the other weapons in the class, but it also doesn't really have any major drawbacks either. It has an upwards recoil of 0.32, a 0.1 pull to the left and a 0.3 pull to the right, which is reasonably easy to compensate for, as it has a manageable but slightly higher than average rate of fire of 750 RPM. Its damage model is the standard model for most assault rifles, with a max damage of 25 out to 8 metres and dropping down to a minimum of 18 at 55 metres. This translates into a minimum 4 bullet kill and a maximum 6 bullet kill, which means that accuracy is crucial at range to land enough shots to take out a target. The M416 has the second fastest reload speed in the class at 1.85 seconds with a bullet in the chamber and 2.5 when empty. This quite literally can mean the difference between life and death in close quarters, and will usually mean you're able to enter every engagement with a full magazine. Most of the weapon's other stats are pretty average when compared to other weapons in the class. It has a muzzle velocity of 600 metres per second, a 31 round capacity, a stationary ADS spread of 0.2 and a standing hipfire spread of 3. So what can you use this weapon for, and what do you attach to it? Well, almost anything you like, but bear in mind that certain attachments work best in combination with other attachments, so let's quickly run through some of my recommended setups for the weapon. First and foremost, you need to remember this weapon is pretty accurate, but it's hardly a precision weapon, and its damage drop-off at range is seriously going to affect your ability to kill targets at over 40 metres. So steer clear of the medium range scopes. Any one-time sight will be fine, but as always, try and pick one that has a clear sight picture. The Coyote or the HD33 are my preferred choice for any assault rifle. For larger maps, the M416 will run just fine with a heavy barrel magnifier and a stubby or potato grip, but just remember to stick to small bursts when trying to take on longer range targets. Just be smart about the targets you do take on at long range though. For example, you're going to have a very big disadvantage trying to take on recons at 100 plus metres, so where possible stick to targets below 55 metres because that's where your gun's going to excel. For more of a stealth approach, run this weapon with a suppressor, a tack light and a stubby or potato grip, and you shouldn't have any problem taking out multiple enemies from behind. This setup works particularly well on rush game modes, but just bear in mind, self-control and patience is the #1 key to being a good stealth player. You don't want to spray and pray when flanking, and you don't want to pick fights you can't win, so if you get yourself into a good position behind the enemy, don't give away your position too early, as you'll waste a good opportunity to do a lot of damage to the enemy team. Now where the M416 really shines is in its versatility, so probably the most useful setup with this weapon is the muzzle brake, stubby or potato grip and the laser sight, which will allow you to take on targets at all different ranges and should give you the greatest level of control with your weapon when firing at full auto. If in doubt, run with this setup on all maps and all game modes, because if there's one thing that you can be certain of in Battlefield 4, it's that you'll eventually find yourself in a situation that you didn't expect to be in. So it really helps to have a weapon that's capable of dealing adequately with every situation. Another weapon that has very similar stats and will run equally well with these setups is the ACE-23, which many people prefer for its subtle differences. Statistically, it's similar enough that ultimately nearly all of the time when comparing the two, it's not going to come down to the weapon as to whether you're going to win gunfights or not. These weapons are both great all-round rifles and should perform pretty much equally well. Unlike the ACE-23 though, the M416 is an early unlock on the assault rifle tree, so there's a good chance that for quite some time it might be a go-to all-round weapon for the assault class. So bearing all this in mind, it's pretty obvious that the M416's biggest advantage is in being a jack of all trades. It's not going to outshoot everybody, but it will outshoot most people. It's not going to snipe people at extreme ranges, but it is going to own targets in the close to medium range zone that you're likely to come across when on objectives. You might not win every gunfight with the M416, but you're also not going into any gunfight with a major disadvantage. Whether you stick to this weapon for the long haul or whether you stick to it just until you've unlocked the ACE-23 or one of the other assault rifles, it's definitely going to be an enjoyable gun to use, and it's one that you're going to find yourself coming back to more often than not. If you haven't used it already, do yourself a favour and try this one out because you won't be disappointed. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you haven't checked out my other weapon reviews and my other Battlefield 4 videos, please do that as well. If you'd like me to take a look at a specific weapon or you'd like me to run with a particular loadout in an upcoming video, please let me know in the comment section below and I'll see what I can do. So until next time guys, have a good one.